Welcome to Watkins Glen in the BTDY Racing Series tonight from the Watkins Glen International Raceway in upstate New York for race number 16 of 20, chase race number 4. Going to be a good one here tonight, turning left and right in wine country in western New York in the Finger Lakes. My home track here, one of my favorites, a beautiful facility, beautiful surroundings. My name is Adam Baker. I'm here with Alec Martinez in the VSPEED booth. Alec, what are you looking forward to here tonight as we've got this championship battle heating up?
Well, brother, like you said, we're in your neck of the woods here, and Watkins Glen, one of my favorite tracks as well, especially when it comes to road courses. Really, drivers compare it to the oval of road courses. It's fast, it's scary, and it takes a lot to get around here to complete one lap, let alone 40 of them. And in a tight points race that we have here, in road course guys, Jeff Wright, the guy who seems to own Sonoma Raceway at Watkins Glen, it's a little bit of a different story. Not the fastest. That'll be interesting to see for points if anybody like AJ Stravato, Brody Hayes, even Bailey Turner, Seth Hatchell, they can gain points on him here tonight. Tonight is the night, and especially this road course, it's tactical, it's fast, and we know that it can get a little chaotic. And as we look at the track info here, 2.45 miles and located out in almost close to Canada, out in Watkins Glen, New York. And this track has a lot of elevation all the way from turn 1 up the S's and the hill off of 2 into 3, and then the fast, hard charging bus stop with those curbs. They won't be the curbs what you'll see in real life, but they are the curbs of 2022. And 7 turns. It's 7 turns. Doesn't seem like a lot, but boy, oh boy, when you're driving, they go by very, very slow, but the straightaways are fast.
Yeah, definitely a lot of fun to go watch a race at this track if you haven't. Beautiful facility, like I said, and always a good time and great racing here. And looking forward to a fun one here tonight. We mentioned the championship battle coming into tonight's race. Jeff Wright took the victory last week, his 5th win of the season, and Seth Hatchell losing out on some points there, trying to keep up with him in the championship hunt. Bailey Turner right there as well, just 19 points back. Keith Mayato looking for that first victory. Tonight could be an opportunity for him. But we saw in practice, Seth Hatchell was right up there towards the top of the charts and could have a shot at the victory tonight, and that would do a lot to close him in. But we're starting to get down to crunch time, and only a few drivers really in contention for this championship. But anybody could take the victory here tonight. The road course racing is a bit of an equalizer for the stock car drivers, but we'll see how things shake out as they get onto the racetrack now to start the qualifying session. Let's go check out where they are all going to start for tonight's race.
And you got some guys, got to take it easy here. You have a lap. Don't want to overextend your tire, overheat your tires on this this get up to speed lap. Don't want to slide them. You just want to kind of cruise around. But then at the same time, you want to give them up to temp. Don't want to have them too cold. Look at this camera view. Right under the race cars, on the curbs off of the carousel. And then you'll go into turn number 6 here. Hard on the brakes. Go from 3rd, shift down to 2nd. And then right around here, want to get the left sides on the curb, swoop it out, right sides over the curb, then hard braking into turn 7, and then set up for lap. As here comes Seth Hatchell to take the green flag here as he comes off of 7, and then on board with him. You'll hear him go up into 3rd gear and then down as he gets into the corner, into 2nd. Hard on the brakes, right-hander, going to try to get the right sides to the curb, let it swoop up a little bit. All of the car over the curb, up into 3rd gear sometimes, and then here we go into the S's, up the hill. Going to be slipping, sliding around. You're going to have to get it pointy here, maybe tap the curb there with the left sides, and then you're all the way into 3rd gear, high revs, up into 4th gear, and then down into the bus stop, the fastest corner on the racetrack, and the most challenging corner, in my opinion, to get through. You're hard on the brakes here, down into 3rd, into 2nd, miss the curb there, then use all the curbs up to get as much rotation as you can, and then into the carousel, a long swooping right-hander. Car off camber, leaning over to the left. You're going to get into the gas right about here, and then right here you're going to try to almost be flat out to carry momentum down this short chute.
Yeah, the difference between this version and earlier versions of Watkins Glen, there was grass out there at the exit of the carousel, but you're able to use all of that runoff. Same with over here. There used to be a lot of sand, and they're actually able to use a little bit more of that runoff. You want to keep it tight and tidy as you make your way around here. But Seth Hatchell, he is wheeling it off at turn number 7. Let's see what he's able to do when they get to the start-finish line. 113.
13.46, 456. Bailey Turner comes across the line, 4.52, not good enough. Wright comes across the line, he is 3rd. Brody Hayes with a 13.1. And then Keith Mayato, 13.5. Chris Samard, 14.1. And still more cars on the racetrack. And I think the favorite in tonight's race is he's going up through the S's. That's AJ Stravato. We know one of those guys so good on road courses. Angelo Ronas jumps up to third, but guys that are so good on road courses. How about Ryan Gemmel, the second? We know him.
Yep.
One of the guys who's been so much getting in real life, getting accustomed to road racing, racing with Joe Nemechek, and racing with Nemco Racing, and doing a good job there. And Stravato, I think, tonight's favorite, but Gemmel may be somebody to watch out for.
Yeah, fun fact about Ryan Gemmel and Watkins Glen, he will be running later this year in the, I believe it's the Historic Stock Car Racing Association, as well as ARCA, I believe, going to be making a start here at the Watkins Glen International facility. And so we'll see what he's able to do, but obviously has it down here in the sim, 1/10 off of his teammate Brody Hayes. Angelo Ronas, like you said, up in third, Seth Hatchell fourth, and Jeff Wright in the fifth position. Some interesting facts about tonight's race. It is 40 laps. We do have a stage break at lap 13 as AJ Stravato goes up to third. And I think we'll keep an eye on, it looks like Adam Cabot not electing to take a lap at this point, or maybe
Mahalski not going out either.
They may have made a
So
mistake.
I think that's gonna wrap it up. Yeah, I think that's going to wrap it up. Mahalski's still on the race, or not on the racetrack. Koss didn't go out to take a lap. Giles went out, but didn't get to complete one. Faircloth went out, didn't complete his. Massey did not elect to complete one. Neither did Ostrowski, Atkins, or Carey. So the top 10 look to be set, and Brody Hayes has another pole to his name this year. And I got to think, he's close to the record of poles. He's gotten a ton this season.
Yeah, I think we had a couple seasons where, you know, AJ Stravato maybe had like 5 or 6. I think Keith Mayato one season had at least 5. So definitely that's kind of the benchmark. I think Brody Hayes is right up there with them. Like you said, he has been very good in qualifying, and yet to get that race win this season, but multiple runner-ups, and tonight could be a good opportunity. Remember him running quite well here in previous races that they've run in this at this racetrack. So could be an opportunity for the driver of the 37 to get to victory lane as qualifying wrapping up here, final few seconds. We will be heading to our starting grid tonight here at Watkins Glen. And let's see how things are going to shake out. It is Brody Hayes going to be starting on the front row alongside his teammate Ryan Gemmel. So very close times there, the 37 and the 6 machine. Congrats to Brody on the pole time. His teammate there alongside AJ Stravato going to be rolling off from row number 2, joined by Angelo Ronas in the 4th position. Starting in 5th tonight, it'll be Seth Hatchell and Jeff Wright, the top 2 in the championship, 5th and 6th. And 7th position rolling off tonight is going to be Bailey Turner, 3rd in the championship. So they're all clustered together here at the start of tonight's race. Keith Mayato starting from the 8th position, rolling off from 9th, Chris Samard, and Dallas Sullivan going to round out the top 10.
And in 11th is going to be the Magic Man, Adam Cabot. Ray Massey will roll off in 12th. 13th is going to be Cody Atkins in the 55 with Justin Carey to his outside, or what will be to his left side in 14th. 15th is going to be Noah Mahalski with Dennis Faircloth starting 16th in that patriotic scheme, or the Geico patriotic scheme. And then Nathan Ostrowski rolls off 17th. Max Cost rolls off 18th. And rounding out the 19-car field is going to be Todd Giles Jr. And 19 car is going to take the green flag. And how about while we're at it, who should we pull up, Adam, here? Starting up here. Should we pull up Ryan Gemmel?
Yeah, let's pull Ryan in the booth. He's got a great-looking yellow car out there. I think similar to what he'll be running in a couple months' time. So, yeah, let's get him up here.
Let's see. Ryan Gemmel, Alec Martinez, Anna Baker in the VSPEED booth. Get a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Well, I was talking to you before the race saying, hey, maybe this Nemco starts with Joe Nemechek and racing his stuff is helping you out. And it seems like it is, at least on the iRacing stuff. You said it's a little bit harder, but how do you expect to tackle this race being a non-playoff contender?
I'm just going to try and mind my P's and Q's and not screw up the guys around me. That's the biggest thing. Definitely going to go for it, but, you know, there's a fine line there where, you know, you gotta know your limits, right? So I'm just going to see what happens and see if we can be there at the end.
For sure. Well, we appreciate your time, Ryan, and good luck. And maybe we'll be talking to you after this race is over.
I hope so.
All right. Well, appreciate you and wish you good luck.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
It's Ryan Gemmel, the 6 car as we go up the hill here, and like you said, this is probably the most crucial part of the race is starts and restarts. There will be a restart later in this race as the one of 2 times of the season we will see a stage break at lap 13. So the winner will, in fact, cross the line and the caution will come out. I don't know if they get a playoff point or not, but there is a stage, so keep that in mind. If you see us go under caution after lap 13, and like you said, 4 sets of tires, I don't think you're going to have to worry about tires. 80% fuel. The only thing about tires you'll have to worry about is saving them in the right way to get yourself to the end. And will we see anybody pit before the stage break? And like I was saying, Adam, I think it's so crucial to get your tires up to temp. This is probably the sketchiest part of the race. Of cold tires for the first couple of laps. Once they come up temp, get into a rhythm, but the first couple are very, very tough.
Yeah, going to be slick for these guys out here, especially with 120-degree track temperature. Their tires are going to get up to temp, but they may be a little bit overheated, and that can make things just as difficult as if you're on cold tires at times. But these guys have had all season to practice, and they've run a couple of road courses already, and it should be a very entertaining race. Some of the best to do it here in iRacing going to do it here tonight at the Glen.
I got to say, Adam, who's your pick before we get going here?
Oh, my pick, I think Brody Hayes breaks through, and he's been fast tonight so far, and yeah, my pick.
Believe me, AJ Servato, I think AJ Servato, this just fits his style. Might just be his race to win as the pace car will pull off, and 40 laps of racing from Watkins Glen is underway as we go green from the Glen.
Already looking 3 wide. There goes AJ Servato. Gemmel not the best start down into turn number 1, but they all get through there just fine. The battle is on for second.
Servato going to get underneath Hayes up through the S's, and Servato from third to first. Turner gets by. Oh, Cody Atkins slides into the guardrail. It looks like he keeps it straight and going, and now up through the hill. At the top of the hill, it looks like everybody gets through Faircloth, sneaking by the 55, and now into the bus stop for the first time. Servato, Hayes, Gemmel, Turner, Patchell, and then Cabot, and it looks like Angelo Ronis battling, and then Jeff Wright falling right now. Lost a couple spots. He is back to 8th, and he's got the 36 and 77 breathing down his neck.
Tell you what, Keith Mayato lost a couple of spots in this one, and Adam Cabot has gained 5 positions already in this race.
And down into turn 6, Brody Hayes looked to attack AJ Servato. Servato threw a little bit of a block, and they know clean air is the name of the game here at Watkins Glen as Hayes goes a little bit wide off of 7, and Servato looks like he has left rear damage on the rear end of that car.
Yeah, across the stripe, it'll be Servato leading lap number 1, brings him back down to turn number 1, and the 33, nice and neat through that corner. Hayes to second, and now Gemmel feeling the pressures. Bailey Turner going to look down low, headed into the S's. They're going to make a little contact.
Oh! Gemmel not going to be able to, or Gemmel looks like going to take that spot back. Turner probably thinking better of it as here comes Hayes right ahead of him off of turn number, up the hill, and now side by side into the bus stop with AJ Servato. Servato harder onto the brakes, over the first curb, now over the second curb, holds on to the spot. Gemmel holds on to third, but Hayes a little bit more pace than the 33 at the moment as this run starts off early. I think both these guys fighting for clean air here as now Turner underneath Gemmel here off the carousel.
Yeah, it looked like Gemmel went a little bit wide down into the carousel, able to get the power off the turn, and he's going to hold on to the position. Here comes Seth Hatchell now, going to take the fight to the 24, and look at Bailey Turner, really dives it down deep into the turn, nearly makes contact again with Gemmel as they still go side by side. Here's Cabot and Hatchell.
Hatchell going to lose a very important point and spot, and now he might lose 2 more because here comes Jeff Wright. And
oh boy,
Hatchell throws a block deep down. The driver's right is the 48 of Jeff Wright. They make contact. There's a little bit more contact. Ronis gets shuffled way out wide off of turn 1, and Jeff Wright gets the 2-for-1 special into turn number 1.
Yeah, Gemmel's lost a couple of positions. We see further back Samard and Ronis were side by side headed up the hill. Samard able to take the position back. He goes to 8th spot. Keith Mayato still just hanging inside the top 10, has lost a couple of positions. Noah Mikowski, the next car back, a long ways from this top 10 group. He's holding off Dallas Sullivan and Dennis Faircloth. He's up 4 positions as well.
The top 10 kind of separating themselves from the rest of the field. And I think Dennis Faircloth's one of those guys who might be able to see him stick to the top 10. A very good road racer, underrated road racer. He's always had speed on the road courses. And I think, again, he had to start from the back, but he's gaining spots slowly but surely. Looks faster than the 46 and the 03.
It looks like he's going to look to driver's left down into turn number 6. Shouldn't be any issue right there. He'll go right on by. Gets on the curb a little bit too much, though.
And he slides sideways just a carry with the big one. Here comes Ray Massey. 2 Fords going at it with the 46 and the 23, and then a Chevrolet in the 80 car. And you don't really see Dennis in the Chevy. He's been in the Toyota the last few weeks, but into the Camaro this week. And seems to it looks like it maybe a little more speed as he's up to 12th, up 4 positions, I believe. Second biggest mover, if not the biggest mover of the race.
Yeah, he's tied right there with Noah Mikowski, and then biggest mover is Adam Cabot. He's up 7 spots in the first 3 laps of this race. As we work lap number 4, he's trying to track down Bailey Turner to get up onto the podium. Top 2 have broken away by a little bit, and Brody Hayes is still putting the pressure on the 33. They look to be very equal so far in this one.
Just depends who's going to have the long run pace here. Is, you know, Travato in prime position because he has clean air, and clean air tends to help the front tires more than the rear tires, really. But honestly, you want to have front turn, especially up to the S's, which in my opinion, it helps you so much for the bus stop if you can hit the S's right. And this track being so fast and so fast in pace that you kind of want to have front grip, front turn. You can deal with rear grip loss, but front turn, if you lose that, you're not getting that one back. At least with rear grip, you could salvage.
Yeah, top 10 all on the same straightaway here, back down into turn number 1. Look at Brody Hayes, good on the brakes, down into the braking zone, just about a car length behind. Not able to do anything with it.
This looks like Brad Keselowski, Marcus Ambrose, and then here comes, or actually maybe Kyle Busch and Brad Keselowski and Bailey Turner playing the role of Marcus Ambrose has cut a half a second out of their lead.
Yeah, it does look a bit like that. We're still early on. Maybe it'll end up an amazing finish just like that one as we get through this race. But everybody pushing the issue through the bus stop. Look at that. Brody Hayes nearly went off there. And you can see some guys just getting a better angle, better launch off those curbs. And that makes a huge difference on your lap times at this racetrack. We look a little further back. Points leader Jeff Wright, he's up to 6th, right where he started. But he had lost those few positions on lap number 1. Has clawed them all back, and he's got very crucial advantage over the 8 machine, but they are nose to tail.
And that's what he needs. And I wonder here as we're only 5 laps in, there's still a little bit to go before we get to the stages. Anybody going to bring it in a little bit sooner, maybe try to jump guys and get traffic? Oh, the 8 car, I think, touched the safer barrier off of turn 7.
Yeah, a little bit of damage there on the left front. As we work back towards turn number 1, we'll probably get a little peek of that. You can see the wrap ripped up just a little bit there where the fender meets the hood, and a little bit of crunch to that composite body panel, but overall still looks to be in good shape. No major problems.
Wow.
Not what you want to be doing here.
I tell you what, the 24 has really good pace as we go on. That time, the fastest car on the racetrack, and he has caught the top 2 from being 2 seconds back now, only a half a tenth behind the 37 and 33. The 33 looks decent, I think, from carousel on and even up the S's, but everywhere else it seems like the 37 is just a little bit better in the bus stop, maybe a little bit better off of 7, and I think even in 6 as well. The 37 just has a little more pace, even off the carousel. I think the 33 is really good in the S's, but other than that, 37 looks to have a little bit more pace. And at the beginning, we talked about Travato maybe had a little damage. He blocked the 37, 37 got into him, so Hayes was not too happy on the radio for their only being lap 1. And now it's going to be interesting to see this. Maybe Hayes return the favor, but got to watch out for Bailey Turner. He is also very fast and continues to be faster than by almost 4 or 5 tenths a lap.
Yeah, that time 4 tenths quicker than either of those top 2, and everybody is really closing in. Adam Cabot back in 4th. I think he's starting to make some gains on the top 3. He's bringing Gemmel, Wright, Hatchell, all these guys with him very slowly, but they're looking pretty good and very close in lap time all across the board. So definitely a competitive race here tonight amongst the top 10, especially. We go back to 11th. Dennis Faircloth has gained a couple more spots, move him just up to the 11th position, and he has distanced himself from Ray Massey in 12th position.
Yeah.
Huge gap there.
And Faircloth's kind of the 11th fastest car. It seems like where the top 10 are just, look at the gap. I think Faircloth might have a little bit more speed than what he has right now. He's just had to work his tires up, probably getting by guys. But the top 11, I think, from what I can tell on pace, are like they're they are class of the field. I don't know. The top 10 is pretty stout at the moment when it comes to lap times. These guys are really only a couple tenths off of each other like that. You don't really see that much on road courses in Irish, but they're all turning almost identical lap times. It looks like times you would see at a next gen race with the next gen car. With how close the tire fall off is to each other. And look at this, Seth Hatchell, Jeff Wright side by side into turn 1.
Hatchell trying to go the long way around, not going to make it happen that time, but showing his cards here early. He's got some speed, had it in practice, and qualifying had a decent lap, but not probably as good as he would have liked. And now just trying to gain a couple of spots, or at least stay right there connected to that 48 machine.
Looks like he slid a little bit too much to the 48, cost him some time, at least down the straightaway this time. It looks like Hatchell gains a little bit, but Wright pulls away on the exit of the corner. And now it looks like Jeff's struggling with rear grip a little bit. You can see he's kind of moving around the track more than everybody else is. Everybody's kind of glued the left rear or right fronts to the curb, and looks like Jeff kind of letting the track out a little bit more. How about this, Angelo Ronis? I believe that's Keith Mayato battling for 10th, and Ronis gets passed by the 36 into the corner.
Yeah, Keith, one of those guys, really good on the long run and a very good road racer.
Oh, battle for second.
Yeah,
Sorry
Hayes.
to cut you off there. I thought Hayes get really loose, and it looks like Turner going to look maybe peek the nose out to driver's left, but Hayes goes defensive as Stravato. He gets to pull away a little bit more, but I think the 24 is a little bit faster than both of them. And look at this. Peeking out, won't be able to do anything here. And now up to the S's, the 37 misses the apex here. And if Turner can maybe get a run here, just seems to struggle in the dirty air behind the 37. And as they struggle, they kind of come back up to Stravato's. They start to reel him in a little bit, gain about a 10th up the S's with the draft.
Yeah, really good run there for both second and third place. Gonna close back in about car length or two, but AJ just so good through the bus stop. You can see he gains a car length or more every time, just slinging that car through the left or the right, left, left, right combo, and then back through the carousel. They are all very, very even. Hayes has been good through that section this time, not any better than the 33. But look at Cabot and Gemmel, they are slowly reeling them in. Maybe these guys pacing themselves just a little bit.
It makes you wonder. I'll tell you, I'm just really am surprised how close this field is. I don't think I've ever seen a road course race where everybody is this close on speed. Because I think honestly, if you put maybe Seth Hatchell, Jeff Wright in the front, they might be able to hold on to the lead. Even Chris Samard, he's turning really good lap times. I think you put any of those guys on. I mean, the field is so close. It's actually really, but even keep in mind, you put him at the front, he might just stay up and ahead as they go by Todd Giles up through the S's. Oh, Adam Cabot has a moment there getting by him as he comes up to the S's. You can see how everybody else navigates him through the bus stop. I think he'll be able to get by, everybody should be able to get by him. And wow, that looked very tight there through there. I think Keith Mayato's going to have to stay behind us. Oh, the 25 misses the bus stop completely. He's going to have to come to a stop.
Yeah, Giles with a bit of damage there. Obviously, the car's hurt and just trying to let these guys on through, but it did create a little bit more separation between the 17 and the 24.
Hatchell is there on Wright. They're side by side off the carousel. Wright continuing to have issues. I've noticed with the last few weeks, Jeff Wright has been burning up the rear tires a little bit more than he'd probably like on these longer runs. And right now, I'm noticing him struggle with rear grip. You can see him just slide the car out a little bit more, and especially on flatter corners, especially off of 7 where rear traction means a lot, he just doesn't have the rear stability that Seth Hatchell has. But Hatchell just kind of loses time in the dirty air. And look at this, Bailey Turner by Brody Hayes. Hayes tries the crossover. I don't think he's gonna have anything for him.
Not gonna have the pace. That 24 machine, maybe the class of the field tonight. I know, I believe it was last season in the next gen machines, he had a very fast race car, but in previous seasons where they've run, the Xfinity cars or other cars, he's always up here battling at Watkins Glen. Like you said, kind of the super speedway of road courses, and this 24 just happens to be, really hooked up every time we come here. A little bit off the track right there, though.
Just as we talk about him, he seems to have really, really good pace here, no matter what car we're in at Watkins Glen. He seems to track road courses fits him better than maybe other road courses do. I know Road America, he wasn't too bad, but seemed a little bit off compared to AJ Stravato and company. And right now, he looks like right now he might have something for Stravato here. We'll see if Stravato with clean air, I think, is going to help the 33 here. It's going to be important to keep it once we get the stage caution.
Hatchell almost takes a peek. He's going to get into him.
Jeff Wright spins into the
Oh!
The truck gets nailed by Chris Simone.
And Mayato.
Strikes into both of them. And Jeff Wright's car blown up.
Oh my goodness, that is just absolutely
Will
so
this be a
unexpected.
caution there in the middle of the racetrack? They need to get out of the track, or else I've got to think a caution might come out. And Jeff Wright's car is billowing smoke. And a massive development for the championship as his competitor in the championship gets into him.
Oh, and then nowhere for Samard to go.
Nowhere to go.
And then Mayato couldn't avoid his teammate. So, yeah, the contact
and the
there.
48 car is still going on the track. It is blown up. I think that's going to be race over for both of them.
I don't know. It looked like either Hatchell overcooked it and the 48 was starting to come down the track, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, it does look like the 8 machine just maybe a little too deep into the turn. We'll have to get
Jeff Wright's car is crawling around. I think it's got suspension down. It is done. Jeff Wright is going to be out of this race. And look at all the points he is losing to AJ Stravato, Bailey Turner, Brody Hayes. All of those guys are gaining points. And I think if Jeff Wright, where he's going to finish, if he finishes 18th or 19th, as the caution now comes out for not only the stage, but I think for Jeff Wright, yes, this is 1 lap early. Caution supposed to be out at completion of lap 13. Caution is out because of Jeff Wright.
Yeah, he is going to have to bring it into the pits. I'm not sure if he's waiting for the 8 machine. I mean, they've run each other so respectfully this season. Uncommon for those.
Trying to get it back to the pits.
Yeah, look at the left front all locked up there. This is a huge development in the championship. It's going to be a big break for drivers like Bailey Turner, who were 19 points back coming into the race. As you see, he cuts right through the bus stop, really not able to make that car handle. And here come the leaders, going to put him a lap down. But
Mayato is in the pit road. Chris Samar is in the pit road. Will they be able to get their cars back going is the question, because Jeff Wright's got to get those 2 spots. If Mayato and Samard can't get back going, and Giles is, I believe, still on the racetrack, so if those 2 fall, or if Giles keeps it on the racetrack, gets a couple spots, and he'll get Wright, because Wright's going to be done for the night.
Keeping an eye on the 48 machine, looks like. Not sure if that's a connection issue, or he may have brought it.
He is in. Oh no, he is done. He has pulled it behind the wall.
Wow.
And that is massive for championship points. If the way this is going, if AJ Stravato now can win this, he for sure throws his hat into the ring of points. And I don't know if you want to do it while we're under caution here. As they pick up the pace car, picks up the field, the points. Jeff Wright, 11 points ahead of Seth Hatchell here, and Keith Mayato, who's 4th in points, also in that wreck, is probably going to be done for the night unless he gets it back going. Samard done, and I think that unfortunately is probably going to eliminate Chris Samard from championship contention here tonight, and maybe even Keith Mayato, but Bailey Turner, AJ Stravato, Angelo Ronis, they're going to get a whole lot of points. Brody Hayes,
yeah,
all of them guys gain points here, and this might be a 3-horse, 4-horse race for the championship next week. Is I believe we're at a short track and another outlier at Martinsville.
Yeah, and this is really going to keep a lot of drivers in the hunt. It'll bring people back in that maybe looked eliminated, like Brody Hayes, being 49 points coming in behind. Really a tall task to gain that many in 5 races. He's going to gain more than a quarter of that here tonight, so puts him right back in the hunt. Drivers, like you said, AJ Stravato, if he can go on to win this race. Keith Mayato really would have had an opportunity to get right back into the thick of things, but being involved in that could be the final nail in the coffin for him as well.
I think for Keith Mayato, you got to get it back going on the track if you can. If your car's not destroyed, the engine's not blown, you got to get back going.
Got 2 laps down, still waiting on pit lane between the 2 VSPEED machines. Yeah, just an interesting incident because, I was about to say it, right? Hatchell and Jeff Wright have raced each other so respectfully all season. They are up at the front of the field each and every week. Not really too many incidents between many of these drivers. Hatchell usually not involved in all that much here, so interesting to see them get into it here at Watkins's Glen and right in the championship battle. as Stravato going to lead them down to pit lane, bringing Bailey Turner, Brody Hayes, Adam Cabot, Ryan Gemmel, the top 5. And we'll see if anybody is going to stay out or had brought it in before. I don't see anybody.
I doubt anybody is going to bring it in and I guess take different time. But this is going to be important pit stops here. Travato. Oh, he overshot it. Looked like he went in kind of deep, and he did. He has to back up. This might be perfect for Bailey Turner and Brody Hayes if they can get a good pit stop. Remember, Hayes, first pit stall, gets a good stop. He can get the lead. Look at that. Turner and Cabot, they're going to beat the 33, and Hayes is going to get all of them out of pit road with the first pit stall.
Wow. Hayes.
How about Angelo Ronis with the pit? Heck of a pit stop.
Yeah, 14.2. Great job by the crew of the number 29 machine. He'll get up to 6th spot after the pit stop. Ryan Gemmel kind of losing a lot of ground there. He falls to 7th. Had an opportunity to be right up there in the top 5, maybe even battling for the lead after we get going green again. But loses a couple of spots. AJ Stravato, though, going to go from the front of the field back to 4th. That's not what he wanted.
And we got a lot of good cars in the top 10, and I think 3 of them are out of this race. So now it's really, I don't mean any disrespect from 8th on back, but they just haven't had the pace that the top 7 cars currently have.
Yeah, interesting.
Faircloth, I think, may have been one of the cars that could stay in the top 10 the last run. He's fallen back to 11th here, but might have a little more speed than the guys ahead of him. But you know, you don't want to lose too much track position to the leaders.
Yeah, lost a couple spots through the pit cycle and back outside the top 10.
Now I'll tell you what, it gets interesting now. Is there enough fuel to make it to the end?
Yeah, this is going to be a 25-lap run, 80% fuel. It is going to be close. I think about the longest you can probably run on 80% is 20, 22 laps, somewhere in that range. They may be having to save throughout this run to make it to the end, or there might be some drivers that just take a splash and go. You could even stop early.
What, if Bailey Turner can either win this race and gain points not only on Seth Hatchell and Jeff Wright, you could argue we go to his best racetrack next week.
Yeah, and Bailey looking for his first championship here at BTDY, and trying to take down a 2-time champion in Seth Hatchell and a reigning, or not reigning champion, but former champion as well in the 48 machine of Jeff Wright. But Jeff Wright looking for his 2nd championship, and it's going to be a little bit more of an uphill battle than maybe we were expecting after tonight's race, and not necessarily.
The key in all of this really is the guy running 18, Todd Giles Jr. If he keeps it on the track 2 more laps, he will beat Jeff Wright this race, who's Jeff Wright the 17th. I don't think Keith Mayato will be coming back onto the racetrack, and I don't think Chris Samard will be back on the racetrack either. So Jeff Wright, if Giles comes back in or does another lap, the 48 will finish 17th, the 36 will finish 18th, and the 19th finishing car will be Chris Samard, which will drastically change points if Wright was to lose another spot.
Yeah, every point counts at this point in the season. You've got to get every position you possibly can. I don't think Keith Mayato, he's currently behind the wall. I don't think he's going to be bringing it back. Todd Giles is still rolling, so...
and Bailey Turner, I think his goal is if he can get the lead here, lead the most laps, because remember, that is an extra bonus point. Currently, AJ Stravato, he's led all but, 4 laps now, so Stravato currently has the title for the most laps led, which is a bonus point to his name. But AJ, it's funny, and it makes you wonder how every race matters, because and it makes you wonder, because what happened at Atlanta, AJ was right there up there, got loose and lost control of his car and ended up coming home with an 8th place finish. Who knows, could he have finished better at Atlanta, and that could have made his point situation even better, especially all it takes is 1 race like we've had right now with Jeff Wright having such a big points lead. All that lead gone now as we go into the end of this restart.
Yeah, championship being shaken up drastically here at Watkins Glen. We'll see how the rest of the race goes. It definitely is going to be. Brody Hayes is going to lead us back to the green flag off of turn number 7. Pace car going to make the hard right-hand turn, and in control of the field is the 37. Green flag back out here for the VSPEED 100 at the Glen. The VSPEED machine of Brody Hayes is going to lead him down into turn 1. Battle is on for 2nd.
Great restart into turn 1 for Hayes. Now it's the battle between the Magic Man and Bailey Turner. Turner still side by side up through the S's. Looks like Cabot has the advantage in the entry, but now that roles will be reversed up the hill, and it looks like Turner gets second away from Cabot, but Hayes a half a second lead already in clean air.
Got to be careful not to push too hard too early, though. Kind of pace yourself even.
Tires.
As everybody single filed out now down into the bus stop. Hatchell moves into the top 5. That is big for him. Gonna try and gather more points as this race goes on. Keep an eye on him to pull a strategy card, often on top of it there. But the 24 machine, another one who could work the strategy call, save fuel or pit at some point through this run. Short pit, overcut. There may be something to that. So keep an eye on all of these drivers and what they're going to do here these next 23 laps. It's going to be very interesting to see how they approach this.
That is going to be right on the number for fuel when it gets going here. I think we'll be just either just shy of it, but those caution laps will help, or it'll be like right on the number, almost basically sputtering out of fuel when they come across the line. But we'll see what happens, or they'll be just enough to the good where there'll be no worry. And the question is, can AJ Stravato find a way around Adam Cabot here? Because I think the two cars that maybe were a little bit faster than him last run, well, now they're ahead of him.
Gonna be tough. Everybody up here so strong, so competitive.
Trouble on the S's. Nathan Ostrowski, I believe, is around on the top of the hill. He gets it back going. I noticed out of the top of my screen on the camera, he was going around, and he gets it back going. A heck of a save for the 41 car.
But take a look back at what happened to him here. Just a little bit loose on entry, gets it through the grass, and I'm not sure. It looks like he kept it off the guardrail. Incredible job there at a tough part of the racetrack to do that. Gets it back under control. He's going to lose a lot of time, but keeps the car in one piece, and that is important here. As Brody Hayes leads them back through turn number 6. Bailey Turner.
I don't know if I know he's focused on winning this race, but I wonder if he's focused on getting the lead now, because there's only so many more laps that are going to be left to get the most laps led. If Hayes can lead, I don't know how many laps Hayes has got led at the moment, but he's got a couple to his name. Stravato has 12, so right now, if Brody Hayes, Hayes led 4, so if Hayes can lead another 9 more, he's going to have the most laps led locked up.
Right now has a good advantage. Make that about 5-6 car lengths at the top of the hill. Bailey Turner trying to close in. Keeps it nice and even with the
Stravato's
37.
got a run on Cabot. Stravato with the run on a Cabot. He's got to have the preferred lane entry into the bus stop. Cabot just lets him go. And Stravato up to 3rd, and now the 3 best cars inside the top 3. The man who led the entire first stage is up to 3rd once again. Does he have anything for Bailey Turner or Brody Hayes as this run continues to go on? 21 laps to go on these tires.
And it looked like AJ on the initial run good on those first few laps, but started to fade just a little bit, and then Hayes felt the pressure from Turner, lost that spot, and Bailey really was the best car as the run went on. We'll see if he's able to get up there to the 37 machine and then also hold off the 33.
Good battle for 9th. It looks like Dallas Sullivan and Dennis Faircloth going at it off of turn 7. Sullivan slides the rear end, and here comes Faircloth to drivers left of the 46 into turn 1, going to be on the outside, an unpreferred lane, as Sullivan hard on the brakes, and I think Faircloth going to try to cross over to driver's right, and does so, and gets the spot. A spectacular move for Dennis Faircloth, and it looks like Seth Hatchell might have lost the spot to Ryan Gemmel off into the S's.
That is the case. He's really down on momentum. Here comes the 29 of Angelo Ronas. Going to take.
Damage is hurting him.
I think he might have just missed the entry, and if you're offline through the S's, you lose a lot of time at the top of the hill. Angelo Ronas closed right up to the back bumper.
Oh, Cabot. That curb hard, missed the line a little bit. I was surprised. I thought that car was getting knocked off worse, but it seemed like it did. Is right now, I think clean air is what you want to have, because Hayes still has a 1/6 of a second gap.
Yeah, Brody looking very strong for the moment. He hasn't really had, that much clean air tonight.
Season too.
Yeah, looking for that.
Still one of those guys with his first win. Got a couple up here.
Cabot with a couple victories on the season. AJ with a couple.
E-car got the wall.
Yeah, he's done that a couple times off of turn number 7. I think that, that's going to be a problem if you do it too many more times with the
You can
composite
see
body.
his left rear. His left rear is scratched up a little bit. He's gotten it a couple times.
Yeah, right there.
Right on the V, right below the V in VSPEED. It looks like to be scratched up a little bit. You can see, yeah, right on the P, that thing is scratched up. He's gotten into it a couple of times here. Doesn't want to destroy his car, because right now, if he was to finish in 6th, going into Martinsville, we would have a tie in points for the points lead, and then Bailey Turner would be, well, he'd be there.
He would be right
Actually,
there.
we might have a 3-way tie almost.
Well, Angelo Rona's still running up here in 7th place. Good run for him. Was in the top 5 for a portion of this event, but right here hanging with the rest of these leaders. And anything can happen, especially with the fuel situation. And we'll see if Dennis Faircloth is able to muster up a run here and get up to these guys. He's been pretty quick in this race, able to work his way through traffic. Dallas Sullivan as well. He's had an incredible season, up there in the top 10 in the point standings, and looking for another solid top 10 finish tonight at Watkins Glen. Brody Hayes leads him back to turn number 1, lap 22 on the board. 37 trying to hang on here and prevent the 24 machine from getting most laps led.
Yeah, I think so. And it looks like the 24, I mean, they're trading lap times. Bailey Turner was a 13.890, and it looks like Brody Hayes was a 13.893. So 1,000ths of a second off of each other here.
Yeah, that's more or less the exact same lap time. That's about an inch or two, right, as they get to the start-finish line. But, yeah, very, very close. And you can see just the different approaches to the bus stop right there. Bailey able to close a tiny bit. And AJ Stravato not letting these two get away. But, yeah, oh, look at him wheel it off of the carousel. Big slide.
It looks like AJ's just struggling a little bit with grip. And remember, he's been in clean air all night until just recently, until this run started. He's starting to slide around. Bailey Turner's sliding around a little bit, too. Both of these guys sliding around. I think the dirty air, as Bailey gets closer and closer, he seems to be struggling a little bit more getting the car to turn and hook up.
Yeah, big slide through turn number 7 last time, and he lost a bit of ground. That gap back to over 0.6 of a second. And that makes you wonder, maybe Adam Cabot, Ryan Gemmel, Seth Hatchell, these guys saving just a little bit so they can be there at the end of the race. I mean, they're only 3.3 seconds back, and one mistake from these leaders will get them right back into position.
See, especially maybe if all 3 of these guys, they start bunching up together and they start getting close. Right now they're strung out enough they can kind of run their own pace and run their own race at the moment. But if these 3 get stacked up on top of each other, they're basically going the leader's pace. And if the leader's the slowest car of the group, then they're going to be running the slowest lap times of the group. And then that's when, if you can put some good laps together, you close up onto that battle as well.
Brody's still maintaining about 6.5 tenths. They're coming up on a lap machine. I believe that's Todd Giles right here, the 25, through turn number 6. He is about 3 or 4 seconds off the pace per lap, just trying to make his way around here. We'll see where they end up catching up to him, but it's probably going to be on the back stretch, if not into the S's. So that's the difference right there. They're going to have to navigate that machine.
You can see the top 7 are all on the same straightaway still, so it's not like anything's changed. But how about this? Bailey Turner is on the back bumper of Brody Hayes, and Hayes' car, it seems like after maybe about 10 laps, the car starts to fall off a little bit.
Yeah, that lap of 1:14.67 to Turner's 1:14.28, 4 tenths quicker, brought him right back.
Hayes needs to not let Turner get by in the next 2 laps, because if Turner goes and leads in the next lap and then leads the rest of this race, it's over. Turner will get the most laps led as they go all past the lap car. They both missed the corner. Here comes Stravato.
Stravato closing right up to the back, and there's the 25 who shot through the bus stop. Going to be alongside. He's going to go off the corner in the carousel, and that could be a problem for drivers like
They both
Cabot.
had to run a shallow entry into the bus stop, kind of messed up their apex in the second part of the bus stop, and Stravato was able to run his normal line, and it seemed like he gained almost a second.
Yeah, he is closed right up, about 3 car lengths behind Bailey Turner now.
It's going to get good.
And I think what you said earlier, Brad Keselowski, Mark Zambros, Kyle Busch. We could see something like that happen here tonight. Still so far to go, 16 laps as we cross the stripe. And it is far from over for these 3 and the rest of the field.
and the rest of the field's starting to catch in as well. These two just look a little bit faster than the 37, but right here, because of the clean air the 37 has, he's just able to kind of power away from them. You can see he pulls away up the top of the hill, and honestly, that's what you need. You want to get a gap up the hill because of the draft, and especially in the bus stop. Bus stop, you can't go side by side, but if you have clean air, you can hit it the way you want. If you're in dirty air, the car might push up a little bit more in the bus stop than you want it to.
See Bailey try and get a little bit of clean air down into the bus stop, closes the gap back to a half car length into the carousel. That is as close as he's been at that point on the racetrack in the last few laps, and he is right there off the carousel.
If Bailey can force him to behave into a mistake, he'll give himself a chance. Might have to get close to this bumper, either A, make contact, or B, try to loosen him up with the air.
Yeah, and there's a few corners that are really good for shoving the guy offline. And these last couple are good ones, but down into turn one, Hayes a little slide through the turn, gets a good drive off though, and I don't think Bailey's going to be close enough this time for an attack.
No, he was a lot closer this last time. Bailey just looks a little bit better under braking. Seems like he can get onto the brakes a little bit harder, charge the corner a little bit harder, and then exit though. He hurts his exit speed by charging in that hard, and Hayes pulls away, but then Stravato closes in as well.
Yeah, he is right there. Bailey kind of missed the corner.
That's going to allow Stravato to get a nice run up the S's here. Here they come. Hayes hoping these guys get to battling side by side, but it looks like Turner, they burned up his stuff a little bit more than he's wanting to, sliding the back end around.
Great racing here from Watkins Glen, the VSPEED 100.
Turner missed the apex again. They're both off.
Wow, but they didn't lose much time. Just about a car length.
Stravato did.
Stravato definitely did. I don't know if he got a time penalty possibly, but he is slowed way up from these two.
Oh, yeah, he did. And that's a lot of spots. That's a lot of time. He's going to lose about a second and a half. And now it's mano a mano at the front. Now it's the 37 and 24 to go at it. 33's going to have to regain all that time back. And while that happened, he brought the 17, the 6, and the 8 with him.
Yeah, all of that work to get up there and track these two down. Got to do it all over again. Big slide for Brody.
Oh, this is going to be a good opportunity for Turner to charge into the braking zone.
Yeah, and a lot of drivers will just kind of fake it down into this corner and try. Oh, and he's going to give him the bumper.
He's going to make contact. He's going to get into him, but then Turner not going to be able to move him out of the way, though. Hayes holds on. He holds steady. Turner trying to get the lead away here. Up to the X's, loosens the 37 up. But the 37 just pulls away at this part of the top of the hill. Turner cannot get back into the gas. Just stuck in the wake of the 37.
And that was good driving by Brody Hayes to hold on there and take that bumper from the 24. I don't think that's the last one.
Though. He's not gonna, he's just a little bit slower than the 24. This time, this might be where Turner gets into him here, move him out of the way, move him out of the line here in the S's, or excuse me, in the carousel. He's right on him, loosening him up through the S's, or excuse me, through the carousel and up in the down the short chute. And now here they go down into 6. Turner defends or looks to the driver's left of Hayes. He's there.
He's gonna send it down in. Brody's not gonna give him too much space.
Each other. And here comes Stravato. He's closing in. Oh, they're gonna lean on each other again. There's contact in 7. Here comes the 33 of Stravato.
What a battle, and Turner with the advantage at the stripe by just 4 100ths.
On the entry of 1. If these two get together, the 33 is right there. Hayes back into the gas. Oh, Hayes makes contact with Turner. And now here comes Stravato to the bottom. Then side by side, the 24 and 33 at the hill. Stravato loose. Holds on. Turner back to second. And here comes Kevin.
The Magic Man closes in. He's going to bring Ryan Gemmel and Seth Hatchell. We have
this is a 6-car race.
6 cars within 1.7 seconds.
Oh, get to the Hayes again.
Into the bus stop of all places. Oh my gosh.
Francis up, here comes Turner. There's contact.
Wow.
That wall and all the points he had on Jeff Wright gone. And now it's a battle for the lead. Here comes Stravato through the grass. Gets the lead from Hayes.
Oh my goodness, so much just happened. They all jumped the curb there in the bus stop, and then Bailey got into the 37, sent him around, and Stravato takes advantage of all of that chaos. He's going right on through, but he has got some competition here closing in. I think Adam Cabot could have something to say to the 33 machine before this is all said and done. He's going to take a look now down into turn 1 alongside Brody Hayes.
Oh, Hayes over overshot the corner. But he's somehow able to keep on it though. But now all that clean air he had is gone because here comes Stravato in front of him now. Cabot underneath him gets by him.
And Brody's just burned his stuff up a little bit too much. Cabot going to take advantage. He'll try and track down the Italian stallion AJ Stravato out in front. And the VSPEED machines all now nose to tail. Hayes, Gemmel, and Hatchell as they fight for
It's still
position.
a 5-car race for the win here, although the 33 might be the best car in the long run, although Cabot maybe has a little bit better tires because we remember Stravato was in that battle for the lead most of the time.
Yeah, and he was trying to track these guys down the whole time as well in dirty air, and it looked like Cabot really was saving just a little bit, maybe even saving some fuel. We got to remember that that could be an issue.
Yeah.
Tell you what, it could be a lot worse for Bailey Turner. He's only in sixth place.
That's not bad. It seems like Stravato just struggling here with getting onto the gas here. He looks like he's burning up his rear tires, or he's burning up his rear tires just a little bit. Oh, Hayes has really burned up his tires. Hayes goes wide, and he has to let both of his teammates by.
Yeah, move Gemmel
and
up
Hayes,
to the podium.
who is leading, is gone, and now Stravato, if he leads one more lap, will have most laps led locked up.
Yeah, he has led 16 laps after starting third. He took the lead on lap 1, led that whole first stage. He's charged back, and what a race it has been for AJ so far. It'll be 10 laps to go, and he's got serious pressure from Adam Cabot. And then it's a little bit of a distance back to Ryan Gemmel, who's now taken over the third position. What a strong run for him in his return to the series.
I think Hatchell has a little bit more speed than Gemmel, but he's just kind of stuck behind him.
The kind of same situation as Bailey and Brody there, I think, is what we're seeing right here. And these guys, as they are nose to tail like this and Hatchell getting held up, I think the top two may just drive away as they're doing.
It very well could be. And how about Adam Cabot, if he could come back and win on a road course, and his second road course start since his little bit of a hiatus. And right now Cabot looks a little bit better, at least getting to the gas than the 33. But if these two get to racing each other, what does that do for maybe Gemmel or Hatchell to close up into the battle?
And I think Cabot's just been a little bit smoother getting back onto the throttle. AJ maybe abusing his stuff a little bit more, and we've seen him sliding throughout this race. And even down into the corner, you can see that car just looks like it wants to spin out.
It's sliding a little bit more. The only problem for Cabot is he is directly behind the 33. No clean air going to the nose of him. Probably pushing those fronts more than he wants, but man, the stability in the rear that he has compared to the 33 seems to be so much better.
Yeah, just
It's
trying
gonna need to force a mistake out of AJ here. Like that, but they both go off.
And he just followed him right into the same mistake as down into the bus stop. Now it's 2 car lengths between the top two, and it's 2 seconds back to Ryan Gemmel. And but if these two get together, he could be in the catbird seat, and Seth Hatchell could be right there with him. And we look back further, Bailey Turner was battling with Angelo Ronis. He's gotten away from the 29 machine. Dennis Faircloth still in that 8th position, and he's all by himself. Ray Massey 9th. Dallas Sullivan still in the top 10. Good run for him. Cody Adkins, Noah Mikalski 11th, 12th, just working through the bus stop, and then it's a long ways back to Max Koss.
Hatchell's looked like he was making a move on Gemmel, but just couldn't do it where he was at in the corner. But Hatchell looks like he has a little more speed. His teammate, remember, he's not fighting for a championship. Is Gemmel going to let him go, or is Gemmel willing to just fight him here for third?
Yeah, I think Ryan probably wants the best finish that he can get. And, you know, this is practice for his real-world attempts.
His real race, especially if he's racing ARCA.
And these guys are about as good as you'll see on iRacing, and this is one of the most competitive leagues in all of iRacing, and that has been on showcase here tonight at the Glen. Top two out in front by just over 2.2 seconds, and Hatchell is really putting that pressure on. I can see Gemmel starting to slide the rear tires.
And it looks like right now, wow, Stravato gave
Oh boy,
3/10.
Hatchell way off.
That's not good. That's going to be a cut in the course slowdown here for him. He's going to have to give up a second.
Yeah, and Hayes right there on the back bumper.
To Hayes. About to let Hayes go here because he's going to have that slowdown.
Yeah, looks like he's going to go to the right side. Hatchell maybe trying to serve the penalty right now, but he's not giving up the spot just yet. He's going to keep it down into turn number 6. We'll see if he's able to get all that time back. I think he probably has given it back at this point.
And only 8 to go. He's got to, you know, right now where he's running, if he needs to take a 4th place finish, he'll take a 4th place finish because if he catches that wall again, because right now he would get the points lead.
He's caught that wall 4 or 5 times at this point. I remember watching back, it was probably about 2003, 2004, Jimmy Spencer coming out of turn number, what they would call turn number 11 at that point. You know, he would catch that wall every single time. You'd see foam blocks flying. They don't have the foam over there anymore. It's safer barrier. But Hatchell doing exactly that. His best Jimmy Spencer impression, I guess. But the top two still close together. It's about 2.5, 3 car lengths into the bus stop. They've got lap traffic once again. This looks to be Nathaniel Ostrowski.
Ostrowski, yeah. It'll be interesting. Cabot's starting to lose a little bit more. And we talk about AJ Stravado was the favorite, probably. Everybody marked him as the favorite to win this race. He's showing why, but I think this one he's really had to earn. I don't think he's been the best car, but man, he's manhandled that car to the lead. Obviously, 37 and 24 getting together probably helped AJ's chances, and I know he's still got to fight Adam Cabot for this win, because one mistake, the 17 will have a chance at getting that lead. But if he could just put together 7 solid laps, can't afford to do that, but if he could put 7 solid laps and not give up the win here to Cabot, he's going to gain a whole lot of points. But man, it's going to be a big confidence boost going into Martinsville in a race at a track that he tends to be pretty good at.
Yeah, I think really any of these guys up here in the top 10 that were fast tonight are also going to be good at Martinsville next week. It's going to be, I think it's going to be just as close there, you know, in terms of
it's going to be hectic.
yeah, and you know, we'll see what the turnout is, but hopefully we get a good sized field as we've been getting here through this chase. Good run through the S's that time. AJ Stravado able to increase the gap a couple more car lengths.
41 here. We'll see how much this is hold up AJ Stravado here. I don't think it will. Nathaniel Strauss can get it right out of the way.
I think it threw him.
Very generous gesture.
It threw AJ offline just a tiny bit, maybe a little bit of a mental error there, but still keeps the lead to right around 0.4 of a second. Big slide off the corner, but Cabot really going wide.
It helps. It makes you wonder here, and you look at the banners. AJ Stravado, yellow chase banner. Cabot, a white non-chase banner. These two going 2 polar opposites of the spectrum. Cabot just here to win. He has nothing else. Stravado wants to win too, but he's got to think points. Is he going to be willing to not take as many risks as the 17? What is the 17 has a nice run down the front stretch. He's peaking.
Not going to make a move that time. But he's showing his hand a little bit, right? This is, you know, I'm here. You know, I can give you the bumper.
Hatchell is there on Gemmel too. Hatchell can get another point.
That's going to be huge for the championship. We'll see if Gemmel is going to be willing to work with his teammate at all, but I think he wants a podium finish. I mean, Ryan has not run many races this season. He's had fast cars in a couple of the races he's been in, but just not the finishes. We'll see what he's able to do for these last 5 laps.
Oh, Cabot had an amazing bus stop. He's there. Stravado just looked like he missed the second apex. Cabot gives him the bumper here in the carousel. Here they go. It's a 2-horse fight here for the win.
Yeah,
I 5 to go.
I think they are pushing so wide off the carousel, using every possible inch of asphalt. And Cabot.
Stravado missed the apex again. Here comes Cabot.
He gets loose side by side down into turn 7, though. Battle for the lead.
Stravado, let him get there. He's there. Cabot to the driver's block for the win. Take Cabot. Take the win away from Stravado. It would be his first road course win in his BTDY career. Stravado locks up. He gets into Cabot. But the Magic Man gets the lead off the 1 and up the S's.
Wow. What a drive. Adam Cabot up 10 positions, biggest mover by far, and he's just taking the lead away from a driver fighting in the championship. And this could be a big spoiler for the 17 machine. And man, AJ still wheeling that thing, gonna try and keep him in his sights. 5 laps to go.
And this is Bailey Turner, Jeff Wright, Seth Hatchell's best case scenario to have the non-playoff car win the race. Stravado struggling with grip as Cabot pulls away off the carousel.
Yeah, I think Cabot was just pacing himself.
Stravado maybe going saving fuel.
I think he's just used this stuff up. I think the 17 was maybe, you know, saving just a little bit more, being very smooth through these corners. You can see just how smooth he's still driving this car. I mean, he's pushing maybe a little bit harder. He's got the clean air to his benefit at this point. AJ's still trying to just get everything out of that car that he can. And then the VSPEED machines have closed back up to each other. It's about 4 or 5 car lengths from Hatchell up to Ryan Gemmel. This will be a battle to watch. Final step of the podium before we're all done here. Yeah, AJ starting to
Tell you
fade.
what, this has been one of the most eventful Watkins Glen races I think I've ever been able to see here. Probably the most eventful BTDY Watkins Glen race that we've seen. And really the Magic Man to win here, I don't think Adam Cabot is going to expect himself to win at Watkins Glen. We know he's always been solid at road courses, always top 5, flirting around there, but to win, how big that is going to be for him, and especially at a track I don't think he expected to ever win at in this league. We know Cabot's so good on the ovals, but road courses, like I said, he doesn't have a win on the road courses in this series.
Yeah, looking for that first one here, and he's had to pass the best in the business to do it. And AJ Servato is, wondering, what can I do differently? What can I do to get back to him, put some pressure on him? Just gotta kind of reel himself in, I think, and focus forward, try not to slide these tires like he has been, but might be driving a little bit upset with himself. See what he's able to do. Good slide there off the corner again, gonna cost him more time. 3 laps to go.
Oh, I think we have trouble, or I think Ray Massey's had a moment down the backstretch. He is very, very slow. I'm not sure what the issue is with his car. Oh, yeah, that's the issue. He has gotten the right side front suspension. Oh.
Let's see what happened here.
He already had
the damage, yeah.
Yeah.
Not sure what that came from, but it was, out of turn number 7.
Is he battling Dallas Sullivan?
Not sure if he just lost the back end, maybe caught the... Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, lost it.
Oh.
And, that's a hard shot there for Ray Masson. He is still limping that car back around the racetrack. Is 8/10 of a second, still separate the top 2. And now, Servato, another mistake through the bus stop. It's going to allow Cabot to start pulling away a little bit more.
Yeah, gap now closing in on a second. What a battle we've seen here tonight from Watkins Glen, though. I mean, so many drivers fighting up here.
4 different winners?
In the
4 different leaders we've seen? 4 or 5 different leaders in this race?
Cabot, Stravato, we saw Brody Hayes, Bailey Turner.
Lap, I think. I guess 4, but still, that's a lot more than we normally see on road courses. Heck, we didn't even have a lead change at Sonoma. And then I think even Road America, there was only 2 leaders.
Yeah, it is. Usually you've got somebody who's really just hooked up and they're able to drive away from the field. You might have a couple guys, like in the case of Sonoma, right? We had AJ Stravato pretty much keep up with Jeff Wright, but he could never pass him.
And I must say, I think there's a trend, if I remember it right, the last 5 times, if Cabot's able to hold on, there has been a different winner at Watkins Glen each and every time.
That's Watkins Glen for you. It is such an interesting racetrack, always amazing racing, but this has been something special here with the way that these guys have battled.
Immaculate racing, and we're about to come to one to go, and we talk about those different winners. I think if you look right, or look at it right, it's been, I think Mayado was the first one to win, and then it was AJ Stravato, believe it or not, and then it was, I want to say, Zach Carr, then
got one.
Myself, then Jeff Wright and Ben Baffert were the last 2 guys, and I think, we got a battle for 3rd here. Gemmel and Hatcho going out of here is 1 lap to go for Adam Cabot, and Cabot going to be the 7th different winner in 7 races at Watkins Glen as we have hit the final lap, and man, what a win it's going to be for Cabot. Probably a more special win for Adam Cabot. It's going to he's still got a little bit to go, but it's going to come on a road course. If he can get it done, a 2.5 lead over AJ Stravato after passing him with 4 laps to go. The Magic Man about to make some magic happen here in upstate New York.
Another battle that's developing is here at the back half of the top 10. Faircloth has caught up to Angelo Ronas, who must have had a couple of mistakes. Could fight for 7th, and this is
we talked about.
This is important.
So good on road courses too. Important. Big moment there for Dennis here, as Stravato eats a little bit of the lead out, but it won't really matter here, as through the carousel for the final time here tonight, off down the short chute, a 2.5 separate Adam Cabot and AJ Stravato. Battle for 3rd in the final step on the podium, but through 6 and through turn number 7, the Magic Man is gonna finally do it. Adam Cabot is gonna come off of turn 7 and score his first ever road course win in the BTDY Racing Series. Gets it done at the Glen.
What a drive.
Shimano second, Demo holds on to third over Hatchell, Hayes, Turner, and then Ronis and Faircloth side by side in turn number 6. There's contact. They lean on each other through 6. Faircloth sides. Ronis holds on, and Angelo Ronis will probably come home 7, barring the final turn.
Oh.
He gets loose. Faircloth loose out the corner, but Ronis holds on for 6, for 7, Faircloth 8. Mahalski and Sullivan are, I think Sullivan is around.
Yeah, I think he's blown up. I think that car is not going to be able to continue.
He has hit the wall.
Cody
Atkins is going to come across the line all by himself and get 10th, although he has a dinged up race car. Mahalski 9th. Yes, Dallas Sullivan lost it off of 6.
That's going to be costly. I mean, those are valuable points. We talk about Angelo Ronis, him holding off Dennis Faircloth. That is incredibly valuable in the championship. He's still going to be in the fight, I think, coming into the end of the night as Cody Atkins piles it in the turn 1. But how about our race winner here?
Cabot.
What a drive for the Magic Man. The number 17 machine gets the victory here at Watkins Glen, and we'll interview him and the rest of the top 3 in just a moment after a quick commercial break. Back at the racetrack now, going to be pulling in our 3rd place finisher here this evening, and I think he's here with us. Ryan Gemmell, this is Adam and Alec in the VSPEED booth. You get a copy.
I gotcha. Man, it's been a while since we've done this.
It has been a little while, and we were wondering if you were just going to give that spot up, but I know you better than that. I know Seth's battling for the championship. You want to get that podium finish and be there with a shot for the win, and you come home 3rd tonight at Watkins Glen, where you've run in real life. How did it feel to run out here with these guys in your return to the league?
It was fun. It was definitely very edgy all night long. You know, it was hard to get drive just about everywhere. So you really had to back up your corners and just try and baby it. And I still managed to cook the front tires there at the end of that run anyway. But it was fun. I don't know, maybe I should have been a little bit better of a teammate, but you know, those guys were racing pretty hard, and I didn't know if they were gonna get into it and end up wrecking or what. I mean, you just don't know. But looking back on it now, I don't know. I maybe should have been a little bit better of a teammate. I think he had a little bit more pace than I did. I think there was a few spots where I was maybe a tick better than him, but there were definitely some spots where he was better than I was. So I don't know, definitely one to look back on and not know what the right answer is there. But all in all, it was a good night, pretty clean night for myself, and yeah, that's about it. I don't know when I'll be back, so maybe next year.
Yeah, no, I mean, we hope to see you out here as much as possible. Really great result for you here at the track that you know so well. But anybody you want to give a shout out to for the podium finish and this great run tonight?
Yeah, definitely shout out to you guys for putting on these races. Even though I don't run every week, I usually hop on and watch at least the end to see the results. So that's always good to check out. So you guys do such a great job. So shout out to you guys. Shout out to everybody at Below the Double Yellow for still letting me come out and run, and my VSPEED teammates for racing good and clean everywhere we go, and everyone that came out to watch.
Awesome, Ryan. Well, congrats on a great drive here. Very competitive race all around for so many drivers, and you're able to muster a very strong podium out of this. And we look forward to seeing you on track again here soon, hopefully sooner rather than later.
Sounds good, Adam. Talk to you later.
All right. Thanks, Ryan. That is third place finisher, Ryan Gemmel. We're going to go to our second place finisher, and that's going to be Mr. AJ Estravado. AJ, this is Adam and Alec in the VSPEED booth. You got a copy?
I got a copy.
Well, a little bit of a heartbreaker here tonight, but man, you put on a heck of an effort to get back to the race lead after you lost there through the pit cycle. You charged back past those guys, made incredible passes on Brody Hayes and others, and what a battle there with Adam Cabot. Just describe tonight's race and you know, the hard driving and battling that you were a part of.
You know, I wish I made my life a little bit easier with always seem to miss my pit stall by like just a smidge, so I don't like to make it easy for myself. But yeah, that was a crazy race right from the get-go. We were able to capitalize on that start, and I don't know if you thought I was blocking like crazy right there at the start, but I guess Brody had a problem with it, but whatever. I don't really whatever. But we were able to make some good ground, I guess, through the field right there, and didn't make it easy. It was a shame what happened to Daly right there at the end, but I just burnt my stuff up a little bit, honest to God, and Adam did a hell of a job saving his stuff, and if there's one guy to capitalize on like a mistake or two you make, it's going to be Adam Cabot, so glad we were able to battle respectfully and cleanly there. I did everything I could to get there, but I just burned up my front tires a little bit too much, just outbreaking areas I shouldn't have been, but all in all, really fun and eventful race.
Yeah, definitely entertaining, especially from up here in the booth. It was incredible to see you guys fighting and how close everybody was throughout the field. And you know, this is a big deal for you in the points, right? Very strong finish. You came in, it looks like 37 points out from the championship lead, but championship leader got involved in an accident and going to finish towards the back of the pack. You're going to gain a lot of points tonight. Does that give you some confidence going into Martinsville next week?
Yeah, it's going to be tough to close that gap to Jeff anyways. He's just so good on these oval tracks. I, honest to God, don't even know what happened to him. I have to look back. I just heard he got in an incident, which is unfortunate for Jeff. He's by far the quickest guy out here. So it's nice to have that gap. I feel a little bit more confident going into Martinsville compared to other weeks and other times going there. But, you know, we'll see.
You put on a great effort here tonight, just come up one position short. You do lead the most laps after starting in the third place and finish runner-up. Anybody you want to give a shout-out to?
Just you guys at VSPEED for doing a hell of a job on these broadcasts and putting on a great show. I'll definitely watch this one back, and just all my teammates, and shout out to Adam, man, for that was a hell of a job at the end. Pretty impressive what he did. I'm gonna lose the one guy. I'm happy it's him.
Yeah, you didn't let him get away easy, and it was quite the battle. One of the best Watkins Glen races in recent memory here in the league. And AJ, you put on a fight as always, and congrats on the runner-up. We'll catch you at Martinsville.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
Thank you. All right, that is second place finisher AJ Stravado. We're going to go to Victory Lane now. Alec, I believe you are going to be joining our race winner there, the Magic Man, Adam Cabot. See if we can get a word in with him.
Yeah. There he is, Adam Cabot, Alec Martinez, Adam Baker in the VSPEED booth. Buddy, you got a copy?
Hell yeah, I got a copy.
Well, man, absolutely amazing racing all day. Watching you guys throwing haymakers at each other, beating and banging, and then you were able to capitalize with the pass on it, Jeff Wright there, or excuse me, AJ Stravato with 6 laps to go. How was it finally getting? And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is your first road course win. How's it feel to finally get that?
It feels incredible, and I'm shocked, like genuinely shocked. So I was in Nashville. I'm pretty sure you're aware. At the race and at Bailey Turner's, and my flight got delayed. Or actually, no, it got canceled yesterday. I was supposed to be back yesterday, and I was in Nashville still. His apartment this morning. Had a layover. Flew from Nashville to Charlotte, and then flew from Charlotte to Newark. Drove home. Got here like an hour before the race, and Bailey texted me, "You doing Watkins Glen?" And I'm like, "Yeah, right." I'm like, you know what? I'll at least hop in here and just to run some laps and hang with the guys. And it's been an ongoing joke of how bad I am in the Xfinity car road courses. Like I figured out the next gen. I don't know what it is, but everything I do with the next gen works. Everything I do with the Xfinity car doesn't. So I was like, let me literally drive this car the opposite of how I drive the next gen. And because I just can't save tires on road courses until today. And I just tried so hard to be super disciplined with gears and throttle and let AJ go there. I mean, obviously there was a lot of attrition in this race, so I'm not going to say I just won on flat out speed, because that probably wasn't the case. But I mean, I told AJ already, but passing him on the outside in a road course to get a road course win finally, that's pretty far up the list of my racing accomplishments. So I'm floored, but that was a lot of fun. Coming up through the field too. I mean, like, my race started with qualifying lap 1, turn 1. I just went off the track and got a 1X, so I just parked it. I was like, well, that sucks. Guess I'm gonna start in the back, and then just made some good moves getting up through. And I realized at the end of the first stage that what I was doing actually produced long run speed and allowed me to not really be all that close on fuel. So I just kept doing it, and I watched those guys drive away, and I'm still just thinking, like, all right, maybe I'll close back in on them, but I don't really have anything to further pace. And luckily, they really got to battling. Unfortunately, Bailey got taken out. Brody, I guess kind of used up his stuff, and AJ probably burned up his stuff a little bit, being behind them too. But when AJ didn't drive away from me, I was like, hold on, this thing isn't over yet. And then I saw him start slipping his tires, and I just did everything I could just to try to not slip my tires and put pressure on him. And I didn't really think, I don't know why, like, I keep trying that outside move going into the last turn to then try to pass someone, like clear them in turn 1. I've tried that so many times in races, and it's never worked. So as I'm doing it, I'm like, why are you doing this? And somehow it worked. So yeah, I'm as you can tell, I'm pretty pumped. That was a lot of fun.
That's not too bad, huh? And a good way to get the first win. Now, I got to ask you next week. I know you're not a part of the playoffs, but to maybe go back to back, maybe get a third win of the season, going to Martinsville next week. How do you feel about going out there?
Well, I mean, I never thought I would win Watkins Glen in the Xfinity car. I never would think I'd win Martinsville in the Xfinity car, but at this point, never say never. Who knows?
And I'm sure it'll be another race of attrition next week. Well, we appreciate your time, Adam. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, shout out to Bailey Turner for being a gracious host this weekend, even with the additional day. And shout out to K1 karting in Nashville. When I had all that time to kill, I just ran a bunch of karting races, and I don't know, maybe it helped.
What a champion. Well, we appreciate your time, Adam, and a champion in this series, buddy. Well, again, congratulations, and hopefully we'll talk to you next week again at the Pay-Per-Click in Martinsville, Virginia.
All right, thanks, Alec.
I appreciate you. Adam Cabot, tonight's winner here from the Watkins Glen International Raceway. And man, what a race, Adam Baker. That was probably the best Watkins Glen race I think I've ever watched.
Yeah, just an incredible race all around. So competitive at the front and amongst the top 10. Just one caution there being the stage break, and a huge shakeup in the championship coming out of tonight's race. Adam Cabot, playing spoiler, takes the win, able to hold off AJ Stravato there at the very end. He'll come home in the second spot, but going to make a big gain in the championship. Ryan Gemmel makes his return to the league. He's going to finish in the third spot. Great run for him. Seth Hatchell can gain valuable points. He'll move to the points lead, I believe, after tonight's race. He finishes fourth. Brody Hayes comes home in the fifth spot. Bailey Turner able to salvage sixth place. Seventh is Angelo Ronas. Eighth, Dennis Fairclough. Ninth was Noah Mikowski, and rounding out the top 10 was Cody Adkins.
The max cost was 11th, Justin Carey. 12th, 13th was Dallas Sullivan. Nathaniel Ostrowski, 14th, Ray Massey. 15th, Todd Giles Jr. in 16th. Jeff Wright, 17th, actually Keith Mayato, 17th. Interesting. I have Jeff Wright.
Yeah,
at
I think
17.
the
That's
scoring
odd,
may
yeah.
be shaken up there.
There's a little scoring issue, but yes. So currently on this normal updating thing, it says Jeff Wright 17th, Keith Mayato 18th, Chris Samard is 19th, and that'll be even bigger if Jeff Wright actually gets awarded with a 7 or an 18th place finish. So we'll see. But man, Adam, I'm looking forward next week. Martinsville, we know that's going to be wild and crazy, and the points are all shaking. Oh yes, that is correct. No, Jeff Wright is 18th. So yes, even bigger hit in the points as another position is going to be lost for Jeff Wright. I guess penalize the spot for driving with the car destroyed on the racetrack, maybe, but we'll have to see. But Martinsville is going to be one heck of a race next week. There's going to be beating and banging. I highly advise all of you guys tune in. That's going to be wild.
Definitely going to be an exciting race. Always fun to go to Martinsville, and we're getting closer and closer to the end of this season, and the championship just got that much closer. It is going to be a lot of fun as we make it through these last 5 races, and don't miss any of them as these guys continue to battle it out. Thank you for joining us here on VSPEED, and as always, have a great night.